What's up, y'all? Episode 6 of Revent Builds Behind the Build. If you remember last week at the $1 million pool, our pump truck the bed. Now we brought out the big guns, the boom pump, which looks like a giant crane that is basically a long straw that shoots our concrete out. It lets us go faster, move more efficiently, and we're crushing it. We're about 40 tons deep into this 60-ton pour today. We are killing it, waiting on 2 more trucks. Let's get into this episode. Man, so last week was a pretty big bummer. I mean, any pour day, you're just so amped. But looking back, there was multiple red flags. We kept trying to push and push to get it done. And then before we knew it, it was the end of the day. We couldn't pour, and we had 2 trucks that we were responsible for because they couldn't send the concrete anywhere else. On something like a big pour, getting a pump like this boom pump, it wasn't available last time. We're like, you know what? I think we can handle it. What's just a couple days in setting yourself up for success? So again, it's always just a balancing act of knowing when to go, when to hold, when's the right time. The thing is, you don't want to waste time. But if you're moving too fast, you end up wasting the time, right? So sometimes it's okay to step back, take a breath. You know what? Let's just go top of next week, get all of our ducks in a row, and set ourselves up for success. There was so much work that went into just forming all this up and the rebar and everything. And you know, you're always just a little nervous on like, how's it gonna come out? Are we gonna execute it right? We need to pass our inspections and all that stuff. Everything went perfectly, minus that hiccup with the pour. So now it's just like rinse and repeat. We're like in the zone, we're crushing it this week. This is such a big milestone for this project, and it's gonna give us enthusiasm to carry through all the rest of the projects. What we need to do is get select fill, which is a very fine dirt with rocks that are of a certain size that can all be compacted very well. So every 8 inches, we're gonna fill to 8 inches and compact it with a plate compactor. Compact it all to where it's almost as hard as a concrete surface. We gotta do that all the way to the top. Then, what you see here, double that. We're gonna do another wall on top of this wall. But what's really cool about the next wall is our catch basin is gonna be cantilevered like this, basically hanging out of the next wall, and that's where the infinity edge overflows into like a little trough. So that is gonna be freaking awesome, and how we're gonna form that up is gonna be tricky, but it's gonna be really fun. So then, once we get that done, compact again and again and again, and then we have to pour a top foundation. So it's gonna be a foundation with some thicker grade beams that connect all of this in like a grid pattern so none of the walls can fall. Then once we get that, we can finally start forming the pool on top. Despite some complications, the concrete pour at the $1 million pool was a success. So what we had to do is let all of our concrete harden, cure, dry, and then we break the forms. And the forms is just the wood on either side of our wall. So we take all that wood down, and now we can see our exposed concrete. We cut all those snap ties out, which kind of brace it from each side. And then what we're gonna do, the final finish on that, we're gonna do a scratch coat of stucco. So it's gonna look a lot more smooth and uniform, but what I'm loving is all of our walls are plumb, our corners are nice, neat 90s. All the things that we're looking for look super strong. I'm so happy. On to the next pour. So today is July 8th. Our cabinets, all of our millwork walls, our finished furniture, our desks, they all come in first week of August. So that's really when I'm shooting for us to move in, like maybe the second week of August, right? So like it being July 8th right now, I think we are in the money. We just painted. As you can see, there's still a lot of touch-ups that we need to do, but all of our light fixtures are in, all of our outlets are in, our appliances are in. We are calling final electric inspection tomorrow. We should pass that. There's really no reason why. There might be a correction here or there, but not a big deal. Like this isn't the rough phase, right? So once we pass that electric inspection, Then I want to get power on. Then we can get this all acclimated. We'll get our ACs cooking. We'll hot check everything, meaning we're going to make sure all of our outlets work. We're going to make sure all of our lights work. Then we can start getting in our speakers. We can start getting in all of our internet wireless access points. We can really start getting in all of our smart switches. Then this whole building is going to come alive. So then after that, we have final HVAC and final plumbing. Then we have final building. That's always a wild card. And then ADA. So ADA is the thing that's kind of looming where like we have to fix the slope of that parking lot out there for our spot. We have to fix the concrete landing out back. I'm trying to get all of our other inspections done so we can have all of our final buildings out of the way, and then we're just doing ADA stuff maybe the last week or two of July. Right now, I'm feeling good. Like all of these walls look great. The tile looks awesome. You see the backsplash in the kitchen area. We have all of our steel frames going in to get the tile on our island. The bathrooms look awesome. You can really start to like see everything taking shape. Every day that goes by, you see more progress, but like I wanna be in this space and it's super exciting. I'm just keep daydreaming. When we have all of our signs finished, the billboards are up, we have all of our planners out, all the landscaping's lush, and we just have this grand opening party. Big scissors, we're cutting the red ribbon. It's so freaking exciting, and it's just such an amazing milestone for Revent to own a piece of dirt in our home area where I live, where all of our homes are, where so much traffic runs by here. I feel like this is gonna be a freaking landmark. We're gonna put it up for awards. I just think this place is dynamite and it's gonna take us to the moon. House of 1,000 Curves, drywall is always so exciting. Just knowing that we're moving on to finish out. You know, if you followed our videos, the rough phase, that means behind the walls, getting your plumbing, HVAC, and electric inspected, it drags on. It is such a pain in the ass. And when you move through that, it's like a new season. You're like coming out of winter and you're like, okay, let's go. Spring is here. We're ready to freaking kill it. Super high vibes over there. We made great progress last week. Our next waypoint is a wallboard inspection. And once we hit that inspection, we have a big payment coming to us also, which also helps move things along. So basically, our main focus is getting to that inspection. Then, homeowner wants to make some changes always. There's some lights that might be off center. We make these little minor corrections. But after that inspection, the city is out of our hair all the way till final. So you can just like breathe again. It's just kind of a grind week. We need to get all of that grunt work done and get the rebar in and get ready for our engineer inspections, hopefully by next week. We're grinding, not really big major waypoints, but I want to see some progress with that rebar and those walls starting to get formed up. At the office, I would love to get final electric, final HVAC, and final plumbing. That would be a godsend. Then there might be a chance in hell that we could even get final building this week. I won't hold my breath for that, but if nothing else, if we just pass final electric and then I can schedule my meter, I'll be a happy camper. But I'm gonna be a little more optimistic. I'm gonna say we can get at least electric, HVAC, and plumbing finaled out. All right, y'all, episode 6 of reventbuilds, Behind the Build. We are loving this new format. We have so much amazing stuff happening and an even crazier amount of stuff about to be dropped in our laps. We have 5 spectacular homes, variety of spec and customs coming up. We're buying new lots. We have some on the horizon in shooting distance, so stay tuned for that. But when we finish the office, we're gonna have such an awesome place to film. We're gonna be putting out educational content. We're gonna try to at least do a behind the build and at least 1, maybe 2 pieces of educational content a week. So if you're interested in construction, if you've never even seen anything about construction, I really try to dumb stuff down and make it good for newcomers. But if you want to grow your business, maybe you're a remodeler and you want to get into big custom homes, maybe you're a homeowner and you just want to get more educated on the process, I'm going to try to tailor this to a big audience. So stay tuned for that. Make sure to keep watching. I love you guys, sharing our content and subscribing. It helps us grow so much. I can't thank y'all enough. See you on the next episode.